What if I told you that sitting all day could be one of the most dangerous things you're doing to your body? It sounds unbelievable, right? After all, sitting is something we all do. It's part of our daily routine. But what if I told you that the very habit you think is harmless could be secretly damaging your health in ways you can't even see? The scary part? The dangers of sitting aren't just about what's happening now. They could affect you for years to come. Want to know the hidden risks and how you can protect yourself? Stick with me, because you're about to learn why sitting could be one of your biggest health threats and how to fight back. We all know that sitting for long periods can feel uncomfortable. You might feel stiffness in your back, sore shoulders, or even tight hips. But here's the truth. These immediate physical discomforts are just the beginning. Sitting all day is more than just a nuisance for your posture. It's literally reshaping the way your body functions. When we sit for long periods, our muscles, especially the hip flexors, become tight and shortened, which can lead to poor posture. This, in turn, puts extra stress on your spine and can cause back pain. Over time, this poor posture can turn into chronic pain or even misalignment. And the more you sit, the more this gets compounded. The muscles that should be keeping you upright start weakening, and your body begins to compensate in harmful ways. You might even start to notice that over time, standing or walking for long periods becomes increasingly uncomfortable. What you don't see is that this process affects more than just your posture. The joints in your body are designed to move, not remain stationary. When you're sitting, the synovial fluid, which helps lubricate your joints, doesn't get properly distributed. This makes them more prone to wear and tear, which can result in joint stiffness and discomfort. Now think about how much time you spend sitting. Whether it's in your car, at work, or in front of the TV, your body is constantly in a seated position. All this sitting might seem harmless, but over the years, the effects add up. You're unknowingly contributing to the weakening of muscles, joints, and overall mobility. The body simply isn't designed to be sedentary for long stretches of time. That's why you're likely experiencing some level of discomfort after a long day of sitting. It's your body's way of telling you it's time to move. Now, let's talk about what happens to your body when this sitting behavior continues over time. The risks aren't just about discomfort, they're about serious long-term health consequences. Sitting for prolonged periods might seem like a harmless daily routine, but it has the potential to cause major damage to your health down the line. First, let's talk about your heart. Studies show that prolonged sitting can increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. When you sit for hours without moving, your heart has to work harder to circulate blood, especially to the lower extremities. This increases the risk of high blood pressure and poor circulation. Over time, this can contribute to heart disease. Think about it. Your body wasn't designed to stay still for such long periods. When you sit for hours on end, you put unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system. This can raise your cholesterol levels, affect blood circulation, and make your heart work harder than it should be. But the risks don't stop there. Sitting too much can also lead to a condition called metabolic syndrome, which includes a combination of risk factors like high blood sugar, excess belly fat, and elevated cholesterol. These factors increase your risk of developing type 2 diabetes and obesity. The longer you sit, the more your metabolism slows down, and the harder it becomes for your body to break down fat and regulate blood sugar. Even more alarming, sitting all day has been linked to an increased risk of certain types of cancer. Studies suggest that prolonged sitting may elevate the risk of colorectal, endometrial, and lung cancers. This is because sitting for long periods can lead to inflammation, which has been associated with cancer growth. Inflammation is your body's natural response to stress or injury, but when the body is inactive for too long, it remains in a constant state of low-grade inflammation. This prolonged inflammation can increase your risk of chronic diseases, including cancer. It's not just your body that's suffering from prolonged sitting. Sitting all day also has a significant impact on your mind. Studies show that sedentary behavior is linked to increased levels of anxiety and depression. When we sit for long periods, we're not engaging our bodies, which means our brains aren't getting the signals they need to produce the endorphins that make us feel good. When we sit, our bodies stop producing the feel-good hormones that help fight stress. That means the longer we sit, the more likely we are to feel anxiety and depression creep creep in. Sitting can also create a mental fog that makes it harder to focus and concentrate. Have you ever sat for hours at your desk and found it harder to focus or concentrate as time went on? That's because the lack of movement slows down blood flow to the brain, reducing its efficiency. When you're not moving, your body isn't getting the oxygen it needs to function at its best. This leads to mental fatigue and a decline in your ability to focus. Furthermore, long periods of sitting can lead to a dip in energy levels. It might seem counterintuitive, but sitting too much actually makes you feel more tired. This is because your body isn't getting the physical activity it needs to keep your energy levels high. Instead, you're left feeling sluggish and unmotivated. It's not just your body that's exhausted, your mind is too. And when your mind is drained, it's even harder to be productive or motivated to do the things you enjoy. Sitting too much can even affect your sleep quality. When you're not getting enough movement during the day, your body doesn't tire out in a healthy way, making it difficult for you to get restful sleep at night. A lack of movement can affect your circadian rhythm, making you feel more restless and affecting the quality of your sleep. It's all connected. Sitting affects not just your physical health, but your emotional well-being as well. So, what can you do to combat the dangers of sitting all day? The good news is that there are simple, practical solutions that don't require drastic changes to your routine. One of the easiest things you can do is take regular breaks. Set a timer to remind yourself to stand up and move every 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be intense, just a short walk, a few stretches, or standing for a minute or two can help. These small breaks help you stay active and reduce the negative effects of sitting. Another great way to reduce sitting time is to incorporate movement into your day. If you work at a desk, try walking around the office or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. If you're watching TV, consider stretching or standing while you watch. The key is to break up long periods of sitting with any form of movement. Whether it's walking, stretching, or light yoga, getting your body moving will do wonders for your health. Switching to a standing desk is another option. If possible, alternate between sitting and standing throughout the day. There are desk converters that let you raise your desk to standing height. Standing for even short periods can relieve pressure on your spine and improve circulation. If you can, try using a standing desk for part of your workday. Small changes like this can make a big difference. It's also important to prioritize physical activity outside of work. Take a brisk walk during lunch, go for a jog after work, or engage in any form of exercise you enjoy. Aim for at least 30 minutes of activity most days of the week to counteract sitting. Physical activity doesn't have to be intense. It just needs to get you moving and get your blood flowing. Lastly, stretching is key to counterbalancing the tightness that sitting causes. Focus on your hip flexors, hamstrings, lower back, and shoulders. Yoga or Pilates can be especially effective for improving flexibility and posture. Incorporating these small adjustments into your daily routine can have a significant positive impact on your health. The hidden dangers of sitting all day are real, and the long-term risks are more serious than many of us realize. But the good news is that it's not too late to take action. By simply breaking up your sitting time with regular movement, stretching, and making small adjustments to your daily routine, you can dramatically improve your health and protect yourself from the dangers of sitting. So take a moment today to stand up, move around, and think about how you can make your day less sedentary. Your body and your future self will thank you for it. Don't wait. Start moving now before the damage becomes irreversible.